Hello guys, it's Ikegami. How are you doing today? In this video, I'm gonna talk about the relationship between Vo2max heart rate and the right training intensity. In a previous video, I explained about Vo2max, what the Vo2max is, and also why the Vo2max was so important. And some people asked me, what's the relationship between Vo2max and heart rate? Now I understand how we can use Vo2max to set the right training intensity. And how about heart rate? Yeah, I totally understand because it's very difficult to know exact Vo2max. Yeah, of course my Garmin says my Vo2max is 77 milliliter per kg per minute, but I'm not sure. How can I know that is right? It's maybe approximately right, but it's not 100% right? So we want to also know the relationship between heart rate and right training intensity, because it's very easy to measure heart rate. We can measure heart rate even without any machines, without any heart rate belt, and without any specific watch. So for example, when I was a high school student, I didn't have a watch which can measure heart rate, but we measured heart rate by ourselves. So usually right before the workout, we measure the heart rate by our hands, and also right after the workout, we measured our heart rate by hands. And with that, we knew approximate heart rate. So for example, after the interval workout, the heart rate was approximately 180 per minute. And for example, after moderate runs, the heart rate was approximately 144 or something like that. And after jogging, our heart rates were approximately 120 or 130 or something like that. So we knew the heart rate. So it's very easy to measure heart rate. And the question is, what's the relationship between heart rate, Vo2max, and right training intensity? That's the question. And the answer is very, very simple. Why our heart rates increase? Because our muscles need more oxygen when we run faster. That's very simple. So how we can deliver oxygen into our muscles and also muscle cells? Exactly speaking, we want to deliver oxygen into mitochondria in our muscle cells. And how can we deliver oxygen into mitochondria in our muscle cells? First of all, we inhale oxygen. We inhale air. And then oxygen gets connected with hemoglobin in our lungs. And then our hearts pump blood. And then pumping blood into whole body via blood vessels. So oxygens in the blood, which are connected with hemoglobin, are going through our whole body. And then oxygen reaches at muscle cells. And then myoglobin receives oxygen from hemoglobin. And then that oxygen goes into finally muscle cells. And there is a mitochondria in our muscle cells. And mitochondria uses uses oxygen and glycogen or fatty acids to use more energy. Exactly speaking, adenosine triphosphate. That's our body system. And the reason why our heart rates increase is that we want to pump more blood into whole body. We want to send more blood into whole body, exactly speaking, muscle cells. So that's why heart rate goes up. So the phenomenon is almost same. Of course, VO2 max and heart rate are a little bit different, but phenomenon is almost same. We inhale more oxygen, we consume more oxygen to use more energy in mitochondria with oxygen. And also, our heart rate increase to produce more energy in our mitochondria with oxygen. So phenomenon is almost same. And finally, what we want to know finally is how much energy is produced in mitochondria in our muscle cells with oxygen. But we cannot measure it. But we can measure VO2 max or simply oxygen uptake and also heart rates. We want to know that we can know that very simple. That's why we use that physiological index for long distance runners. But phenomenon is almost completely same. So in fact, when the speed reaches at 100% velocity at VO2 max, also heart rates reach at almost 100% heart rate, maximum heart rate. So almost. And also 70% velocity at VO2 max, also heart rates are approximately 70% of maximal heart rates. And also 60% of 60% velocity at VO2 max, also heart rate reaches at almost 60% of maximal heart rate. It's not completely same, but almost same. The most important thing is knowing approximately right training intensity. And also this is very important. We can't know completely right training intensity with VO2 max or heart rate. It's impossible because oxygen consumption and also heart rate is only one factor of our all physiological factors. For example, in summer, we sweat a lot. We lose a lot of water and also we lose a lot of electrolytes. And also we need to recover water, electrolytes, and also we need to recover from very simply hotness. So we all of us know training in summer gets us more fatigue or gets us fatigue faster than training in winter. And then we need more recovery, no matter what our heart rate said. Also, our human beings get tired because of our work, right? Sometimes our work is very, very intensive. And sometimes maybe we are in a vacation. And also we have kids. No, I don't have any kids, but some people have kids, right? And let's say a kid is still 1 year old. And then maybe a baby would cry in the night. And maybe you couldn't sleep well in the last night. Then maybe you are more tired than usual, no matter what your heart rate says, or no matter what your oxygen consumption is. So many factors affect our body. And very, very simply, our heart and lungs are also tired sometimes, but also our muscles are also tired. So this is very common phenomenon in amateur runners, especially for beginners. Their heart rates are relatively high. Let's say something like 160. But they are not as tired as top athletes who are running with heart rate 160 per minute. Because usually for beginners, the pace is very slow. The heart rate is already 160 because their heart muscle is very, very much weaker than elite athletes have, or simply their VO2 max is very low. That's why their heart rate reaches at 160 per minute. But the pace is still very slow. In this case, their muscles are not so tired because the pace is slow. And especially if they are able to sprint well. In some cases, they are former football player or basketball players or baseball players. In this case, they can sprint well. Let's say 100 meter, 12 seconds or 13 seconds. It's not bad. But because their Vo2max is so low, their heart rate increases very fast. Nevertheless, the pace is still low. In this case, the heart rate reaches at 160 per minute, but their muscles are not so tired. On the other hand, top athletes are a little bit different. If their heart rate reaches at 160, usually the pace is very fast. It's something like 310 per K or 305 per K for top male athletes. In this case, their muscles are also tired, and also their nerve system gets tired because the pace is fast. So all these factors affect on our bodies. So we should not set our right training intensity only with heart rate and oxygen consumption. It's a good indicator, but it's not all. It cannot explain all factors. That's why it's very important always to go for our feelings, for our own feeling. If we feel it's too fast, then I think it's too fast, no matter what our heart rate says. And also, if we feel good, and if we really feel we have a lot of energies, and then maybe we can run faster, no matter what heart rate said. But also we need to understand 160 beats per minute is 160 beats per minute. Maybe we still have a lot of energies, but at least it's not easy. So for beginners, I highly recommend them to take a day off at least twice a week. Because no matter how slow they run, their heart rates increase and reach at high level, like 160. Then their heart muscles also need a rest. On the other hand, if I jog, my heart rate, so let's say I jog with 5 minutes per K pace, and then my heart rate is 320, meaning my heart rate can recover with these easy joggings. But for beginners, no matter how slow it is, once they go outside and start jogging, their heart rate reach at 160 immediately, or at least 150 or 140. Then the easy jogging is not real easy jogging for their heart muscle. That's why I highly recommend beginners to take a day off twice a week at least. So thank you for watching, and bye for now.